All right, we are in the Conkrite Gallery here on the ASU campus downtown. Okay, the Conkrite School of Journalism here, and this gallery is on the second floor here, and it is really cool. There is memorabilia of all kind. Typewriters, cameras, photography, radio, you know. This is the School of Journalism and Broadcasting, okay. Radios, okay. There is a nod here. I wish it was more, but it is what it is, to Don Bowles, who was murdered in '76 because of an article he wrote, I believe about Teamsters or corruption or something here. And his car was rigged and blew up in the parking lot of the newspaper here. Former newspaper, I think, here. And but there is recognition here of him and the sacrifice he paid for journalism. Okay, TVs. Okay, battery packs down there. In the blue, that's a battery pack. Things weren't powered by air. And then of course there's a lot of stuff here from the namesake of the school. And Walter Cronkite himself. Pipes, the famous pipes he had. Okay. And then newspapers. All right. And this here, I don't know if these papers are the real deal. They look it, but it's interesting. CBS News got so many reporters the day Kennedy was shot and killed in Dallas. It is probably the iconic moment for Walter Cronkite because it was the only time in all of his years on broadcasting television he ever broke down. And a lot of reporters became national names because they just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Dan Rather got his name from the Kennedy assassination. Bob Schieffer also got his name and his position after Kennedy was killed. They all became major news figures because they just happened to be in the right place at the right time that the CBS News organization needed them. And so a lot of those people came out of Dallas and reported that day Kennedy was shot. So there's something to be said here for talent and merit, but something also to be said here about being in the right place at the right time. What comes to mind is they used to have a professor here, I don't know if he's still here or not, but Aaron Brown. Talk about being in the right place at the right time. He just happened to be the correspondent on CNN the day that the towers were attacked in New York and collapsed. He just happened to be on CNN the day of 9/11. He got a position here after he left CNN. I don't know if he left CNN for this position here or not. But he was in the right place at the right time and got much of his status, his merit from being there at 9/11. Now, with that said, I might add this, that I was living here in 2011, and it was advertised that Aaron Brown was going to speak to this new college and school where he was teaching at. And it was open to the public, okay? Anybody in the public could also come to this, this talk by Aaron Brown on the date of 9/11, okay? The 10th year anniversary of the attack. So I went and I stood in line and I stood in line, okay? And Aaron Brown came out to much applause and much admiration by both students there who hadn't taken his class and by the public who knew him to be the man who announced who narrated the day that the towers fell in New York from Atlanta at CNN. And he came out, and for an hour, all he did is tell everybody, if you want to know how I felt, what I was thinking, what I was going through on that day in New York when I reported out of Atlanta for CNN, take my class. I was never more upset or insulted, And then he proceeded to give us a lecture about feelings, which was like empty, But it was sad and it was disappointing. And to me, it seemed to be a turning point from journalism to branding, And a lot of discussions today with journalism, about post-truth and fake news and corporate mindsets, because so much of news has become all in one, I don't know. Just something to think about, for the college students, because there was a spike because of the priest story from out of Boston and their coverage, and just as there during my generation was a spike in journalism schools because of Watergate. But hey, got to keep things in perspective, even if it comes at 50 years old.